Hello everybody, thank you for joining me again today. I am Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk and today we are going to make another little project to put in our Christmas Eve box that I've been doing recently. And we're going to do a star, a nice 3D star. So that can be hung up, it could be put on the tree, whatever you like. But it's a nice easy thing to make, easy for the children to do, easy for you to do without getting too stressed about it, because let's face it, the last thing we want to do is get stressed at Christmas because it's stressful enough. So to do this star, we are actually going to have it in a cute little envelope so that when our little lovelies open their Christmas Eve box, they will find a cutie envelope with this inside. So I'm going to show you how to do the star first, then I'll show you how to do the envelope. All right, so we're going to start off. I have got 2 pieces of designer series paper, or the decorative paper, and this one, she says, grabbing her catalogue because I can't remember which one it is. Oh, I always get them muddled up. Hang on, where is it? No, it's not Home for Christmas. It's the other one, which is Seasons of Cheer on page 29. If anybody wants to get one, get some. Whoops, there we go. Move that out of the way. Right, so I have got 2 pieces of designer series paper. They're decorated on both sides, but for this particular one, I'm just going to be using this side. Okay, and I've made it slightly smaller than usual, because usually I'd say start with a 6" by 6" square, but because this is to go in our Christmas Eve box and I wanted to make sure it fitted properly, I've cut them down to 5 inches, I think. Yeah. Just double check there. 5 inches by 5 inches. All right, now they're very, very simple to do. All you need to do is fold it in half and in half again the other way. Yep, like that. Then go diagonal to diagonal. So you've made yourself a nice triangle, and then diagonal to diagonal the other way again. Now, because this is such good quality paper, it holds itself perfectly for doing this. Just make sure I've folded that nice and firmly. It's quite thick paper, so make sure your folds are done properly. Do you know, I should be using a bone folder to do this because I've got a bit of a dodgy thumb and that's hurting. Hang on, let me find a clean bone folder. There we go, that's better. Right, so on both pieces we go in half one way and in half again the other way, and diagonal to diagonal, oops, and diagonal to diagonal again. There we are. All right, so that's how pieces folded. You are then going to need some cord. Now somewhere I have got gold cord. There it is, gold cording trim. This is lovely. Pull off a length. How much would you need? I suppose it depends how big you want it hanging, doesn't it? I'd go for about there. So how much have I got? About 12 inches. I'll do it. Snip that off. Just fold it in half and tie a knot in the end. If you go around twice, just to make it a sort of a decent sized chunky knot. Pull that out. There we go. Now when you're actually doing this and you're getting this ready to put in your Christmas Eve box, dependent obviously on the age of your child, depends on whether or not you need to tie that knot. All right, just bear it in mind. It might be something that could be a bit too fiddly for the little ones. Right, now we need scissors, and what we're going to do on the straight edges, not the diagonals, just the straight, cut up about an inch and then stop. All right, so we're only going about an inch, no more than that, all the way around on all those straight folds. Same on the other piece. Oh, can't see it on that side. There we go. It's a bit too patterned there, wasn't it? So just along those middle bits, about an inch, all the way up on each one. There we are. And then fold it, those edges where you've cut up, fold them into the middle, like so. All right, don't worry too much if they don't match. That's not really a problem. Remember, it's fun, not stressful. Fun. So if you end up thinking, oh my gosh, it's not matching in the middle, it doesn't matter. Just cut it a little bit more like that and fold it over. It's not, I don't think it's gonna meet precisely, to be honest. I mean, that would be really, really difficult to do, wouldn't it? Mind you saying that, I know there's probably some people that could probably do it. I'm not one of them, in case you hadn't realised. I like enjoying my grafting. I don't like stressing after my grafting. That just ruins the whole thing for it, really, doesn't it? So just keep folding them up into the middle until you've got that shape going on. All right, now I'm just going to squish those down with my bone folder, and I'm going to do exactly the same again on this one, folding it over into the middle and just, oops, go on, in you go, that's it. Hold it in there. It's good practice skills for kiddies as well, folding paper, believe it or not. It actually helps strengthen their hands. I found that out from my son's occupational therapist. It gives them a bit of hand strength because they have to concentrate on holding and folding. Makes them use two hands together rather than just one hand at a time. Right. Oh, that's not a very good point, that one, is it? There we go. That's it. So, when you have folded them all round and you've made your star shape, the next thing you want to do is find an end. So, because that end, that point bit there, didn't fold in too well, I'm actually going to use that one. What am I looking for? My pokey tool. Put some glue dots on your ends that you're going to be using. Oops. So I think it's going to start raining again in a minute. It's getting really dull outside. Oh goodness, get off my finger. Get off my finger. There, so I've popped quite a few on there. And then I'm just going to lay my cord over the top and I'll push that knot onto the glue dot. All right, so I'm not right at the very end. I've come down a bit, but I've pushed the glue dot. I've pushed the knot into my glue dot. Like that, see? Next thing we're going to do, now you could use glue dots or you could actually use glue for this, whichever you like. I'm just going to pop some glue dots on. But when you put your dots on, you only want to put it on one side and you want to go sort of over to that corner, that edge rather, all right? Like that, you see? Putting them over there. It's done it on my finger. Get off my finger. I must have something really sticky on my hands. Maybe I've still got some glue on my hands. I keep sticking glue dots to myself today. Either that or I'm just not concentrating. Probably not concentrating. That's usually what happens. You're totally sidetracked by something. Right, so with the glue dots on, now we just need to fold them over and you just meet your edges together and pinch the glue dot. All right. So fold it round, and as you fold it round, it will start to take its shape. Might be a little bit fiddly for the little ones. You might need to do this bit for them, but get them to do the folding, obviously, to begin with. And while you're doing it, you can be talking to them as well about the significance of a star, can't you, at Christmas? Because there's quite a lot of children who forget what Christmas is actually about. It's about giving, isn't it? And it's all about what happened when Jesus was born. So, star is actually quite significant. So you could use it as an opportunity, if you wanted to, of course, to tell them a bit more about the story, or emphasize what the story was about, why we have a star. It's quite surprising, really. I said to one of my children once, one of my older children, shall we have a star on the Christmas tree? And they were like, yeah, let's put a star on the Christmas tree. Do you know what the star's for? No. Fail there. Shouldn't have done that. Should have told them about it. Naughty me. Right. Fold it over. Stick these ones on, just like we did before. So, I'm all nicely, whoopsie daisy, all nicely folded round. There we go. Oops. Let's get that one in place a bit better. That's it. So we now have 2 stars. There's number 1. There's number 2. And all you need to do now is just join them together. How you join them? It's up to you, really. I'm going to use glue because I haven't used glue yet today, and I do like using glue. Put a good generous dollop on. Now, obviously, if you're going to use glue, it is going to take a little bit longer to dry, so just bear that in mind when you're doing it with the children. It might be better, actually, thinking about it, if instead of using glue, you might want to use double-sided tape. Yeah, that might be a better idea. But basically, all you're doing is just putting it in that square in the middle. Line up your opposite star and then just stick it together. Just hold it in place. Now, you will find, to begin with, it probably will fall apart a bit. You've got to give the paper time to stick itself. So you might need to just have a little fiddle with it. If you've got a hot glue gun, that would be ideal, but I'm just thinking about little one's fingers. Unless you're going to do it for them, of course. The hot glue gun would be preferable because it would stick it instantly and hold it in place for you all at the same time. But basically, there is your star. And you can hang it up if you want to. Quite nice, isn't it? And it's a good reminder to the children of what Christmas is actually about. There we go. What do you think? Do you like that? Super duper. Right, let's talk about, or let's make rather, the envelope that we're actually going to put this in so that it's inside our Christmas Eve box. All right, now I'm just going to have a quick tidy up. I'll stop the camera for a sec while I tidy up. Hang on. Right, now I've cleared that up and I've sorted myself out and I've put the lights on because it was getting a bit dull. Right, to do our envelope then, to put our star in, I'm going to do a red one, and you will need a piece of card that measures 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and using my envelope punch board we are going to punch at 4 1/8. All right, so punch and score. And punch and score, and punch and score, and punch and score. There we are. Move those little bits out of the way. And I'm just going to round these edges off as well. Oops. Go on, go in. That's it. So that it all looks nice and lovely. That's it. Super duper. Right. Fold and burnish all your score lines. Should do it on the other way really, shouldn't I? It'd be much easier to have it up the right way. There we go. And then what you need is your paper trimmer, and she says, quickly diving in the cupboard, a piece of, whoops, not that one because that one's got a fold on. Grab yourself some basic black. That's what I'm looking for. Basic black cardstock. There we go. There's a bit. Basic black cardstock. There we go. I should really get organised, shouldn't I? No, I'll spoil the fun then, won't it? Right, basic black. Cut yourself a strip of basic black. Now I'm just going for standard A4 size here. I suppose really I should measure it, shouldn't I? Hang on. It should be 5 inches in the middle there. Oh, it's just over, look, 5 1/4. So yeah, if you go for a standard piece of A4 or a piece of A4 that's big enough to go right the way around your envelope, because what we're actually going to do is we are going to make a belly band. So this is our envelope. Now we're not going to be sticking any of it, all right? Just want it to stay loose so it's open. Okay, that's going to have our piece of 5x5, or 2 pieces rather, of 5x5 designer series paper and the gold cord. And then all you need to do with your belly band, just place it down, fold it, whoops, fold it round like so, if you can pick it up, so that you've got it so that it meets in the middle there. All right, grab yourself something, in my case as always it's glue, and put a dollop on there. All right, don't stick it down too, don't make it too tight, because you want to be able to get it open. If you do belly bands too tight, you can't get them on and off, so don't go ultra tight on it. You want it so that it can slide off. All right, oops, hang on. See what I mean? That's what can happen if you're not careful. So I know I've got the right measurement there. I then need some more basic black. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. And I'm going to cut myself another inch strip, and I also, I'm just zooming over the other side of the room. Where has it gone? There it is, to get my decorative label punch. And I'm going to do, let's do a gold buckle today, I think. So punch yourself out a piece of gold glimmer. Look at that, so shiny, that stuff. Love it. So gold glimmer. Now this is actually going to be the centre of the buckle, so you want that to fit on there. Okay, where's my little ruler? There we go. Let's measure how big we want it. Make it so that it is 1 3/4. All right, so 1 inch, 1 3/4 inches. I've just got my paper trimmer just down here next to me now, so that it's out of the way. There we go. So 1 3/4 inches. And then we're going to just stick this into the centre of the gold glimmer, Oops, like that. Make sure it's stuck down nice and firm. Being glimmer paper, you do need to give it a bit more of a squidge than you usually would. But then on the join, where you've got the join on your belly band, pop some more glue in. Just stick that onto there. Try and get it centered. Unlike mine, which was completely off center. Right, so nice and centered. Give it a good stick. And then that will slide really nicely. See, this is why you mustn't have it too tight, because you can't get it back on again. And because I've got wet glue on there, I'm a bit worried about ungluing it. Hang on, let's give it a wiggle. There we go, that's it. So slide your belly band back on. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, so that looks pretty neat, doesn't it? Don't you think? Make sure it's stuck down properly. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could decorate it a bit more. You could put some buttons on if you like. You could, what else could you do? That you could put a label if you wanted to. Whatever you fancy, really. I quite like it like that, to be honest. I think that looks pretty neat. It's not too over the top, because the emphasis obviously is on the star that's on the inside, but we do want it to look pretty as well, don't we? Because it's going in the Christmas Eve box. There you go. So we now have a star with its packaging. And you could always play my little video that I've done for you, the tutorial of how to do the star. And then you can follow that and make your star for Christmas Eve. All right, I hope you like that. I hope you like that little one. I'm going to be doing obviously a few more different things you can put in your Christmas Eve box, so keep checking back. I'm kind of, I don't know how many I'm going to do yet, but I'm thinking as we're running up to Christmas, it's probably going to be, I would imagine, one a day. Wow, that's a commitment, isn't it? We'll see. We shall see. I will try my best to do as many as I can for you. All right. All of the things that you need to make these are going to be listed on my website. It's all in the blog post, blog post link, which you will find underneath this video. If you click on that, it will take you to the website where you can see everything that you need, and the measurements are going to be on there as well, so you won't forget them. And you will also, the link will be there to make the Christmas Eve box itself when I get it on there, which is in the process of doing at the moment, because that was quite a biggie, but it will be there soon. All right, if it's not already there, because I may have already put it on, I don't know. Oh, it will be, look in the blog post. Just look in there. As soon as the link's available, it will be there, I promise. Right, that's it for today. If you need anything, just drop me a line, lee@thecraftyspark.co.uk. If not, I will see you again very soon with our next one for our Christmas Eve box. See you soon. Bye.